Let's wrap on this, just circling back on the Fed, because I know how much you love talking about them. This was an article on Zero Hedge, quoting a page from Peter Schiff's blog. While in office, Trump blamed the Fed for tightening monetary policy. Now, members of Trump's team allegedly plan to give a re-elected Trump more power over the Fed, igniting panic from mainstream economists about a politicized Fed. The article says, but anybody who actually understands what causes recessions could tell that this framing is at best incredibly misleading. The Fed doesn't prevent recessions, it directly causes them. These days, the tightrope analogy contributes to the myth that while difficult, a recession is possible to avoid. It isn't. All the Fed can do is delay and amplify the painful correction that earlier monetary policy made inevitable. So, look, the Fed's always fighting to show, no, we're not political. We're not tied to any party, but come on.
Listen, they were named the Federal Reserve so people would confuse the fact that they're not a private corporation. They are a private corporation owned by the banks. Okay. But they do make the situation worse. They destroyed the free market price discovery. You can see what they do with interest rates. We all know that interest rates, even at 5%, are still cheap. Okay. That is not correct. If you had the free market, will tell you that interest rates could be 7 or 8% without a problem. But the Fed, starting with Alan Greenspan, was the original bubble builder. Okay. But when you go into that office, you go into that glass tower, you become a moron and you suddenly want to be in bed with the president. And Donald Trump, as much as I liked him and thought he was a great president, he begged him for rate cuts as well when he wanted them, because he knew that it was a political stance. And again, I didn't agree with him then, and I don't agree with it now. I think that, first of all, I think the Fed, according to Ron Paul, and I agree with him, that it should be ended. But at worst, we should have some kind of audit of what the Fed is doing, because we don't get a fair audit on either the Federal Reserve nor the banking system itself. We get this, they're strong. They passed the stress test. Well, I want to know what the stress test is that they passed. That's what bothers me. So I think that overall, the Fed needs to be abolished, or it needs to actually follow its mandate. It's got two mandates: jobs and price stability. That's it. They don't need to be worrying about all this other crap that they deal with on a regular basis.
Last point for you as we wrap. It might be 2021 all over again. As we're speaking, GameStop soaring over 70% as Roaring Kitty, who drove the meme craze, has resurfaced. We are seeing Reddit, Robinhood surge. Is the meme craze back and alive and kicking?
It may be. It's obviously those are very hard things to project and predict. Okay, certainly it could be set up for a trap. It could be ending, but yes, it is up dramatically today. It's been holding strong, and again, you get these players in thin markets that get very oversold. When you get that short squeeze, it pushes prices a lot farther than you can possibly imagine. And I would think that is this. I mean, GameStop is not really a true viable company unless they have something new coming. But at the end of the day, you get enough buyers. They tried it with silver, if you remember, and it worked for exactly one day.
That's
but
right.
GameStop is not silver. GameStop is a company that has a limited amount of shares, so they can do a lot of damage here. And it wouldn't be surprising because, of course, they're trying to create market action because there has been none. I mean, I've never seen the markets this slow in my 45 years of trading.
We could see a silver squeeze repeat.
Oh, I would think so. But again, when they were trying to do it, they were pushing it from lower levels, and they tried to, create that. And everybody I told when I saw that big gap up on that silver, when they tried to squeeze it, was sell into the rally because there's no chance. Silver is too big. It's not the same as a stock that has limited shares.
Yep.